Hello. So recently in the Smash Bros. Community, there's been like this whole trend of making like fake tier lists. I mean, obviously, people are always making tier lists because that's this competitive community. But like, I mean, like more the jokey kind of tier list. For some examples, there's if a character believes in Santa Claus, there's classification. If they're a weeb, if they swear, if they're allowed to salty Splatoon, if they're based on their singing ability. This wonderful masterpiece. What Lucas thinks, everybody. If I think the old guy from Monster House has sex with his house, the most important one. But looking through all these, it kind of got me thinking, like, hey, why has anyone made one based on everyone's age? Like, every character has an age. I mean, you'd assume, because, I mean, world building, and I still have an AirPod in my ear, don't I? I thought, you know what? How about I just look up every character's age, make a tier list. It'll be funny, good laugh. That was a mistake, but I did it. For some reason, I did it, and because I wasted like a week doing this, I'm gonna waste however long this video is, wasting your time, my ugly face because I don't know how to draw, telling you about the canonical ages, the canonical ages of Smash characters. I could be like doing something productive with my life, but I'm doing this. It's just sad. Now, before we start this, I'm going to need to lay down a few ground rules. For one, I'm going to try and keep this as accurate as possible overall. So I'll only state theories if I have like good evidence to back it up. For two, going based on stuff of game canon, so no movies, no anime, no manga, unless they fit in with the canon of their respective games. For three, I'm not looking at how a character physically looks. I'm looking at like how long they've been, because a lot of these characters really good at hiding their age once you look into it. For four, at the time of recording this, Joker is the newest character. So if you see this in the future and they're like, hey Stripe, why aren't you including this guy? Because he wasn't a thing, you moron. And finally, for five, if a character has multiple versions of himself, like multiple incarnations, I'm just going to look at the one that's playable in Smash Ultimate. We good? We good? We good? We good. Okay, let's get into this. Anyways, Mario is around 26, according to his trophy in Super Smash Bros. Melee. So we can also throw that into Luigi, because, you know, they're brothers and they're pretty close to age, according to official sources. Even though Luigi might be a bit younger than Mario, but they're approximately the same age. Approximately. Peach can also kind of be thrown into here because, well, for a couple of reasons. One, she's dating Mario, and that also applies to Daisy, but for Peach exclusively, there's Yoshi's Island DS. And Yoshi's Island DS, you see Mario, Peach, and Luigi all as babies. So yeah, they're about the same age. And Bowser can also be thrown in here, but it's a little more questionable because he's probably a bit older than the rest of them, because Bowser can actually talk in this game, unlike the rest of the babies who just, you know, scream. So I feel like we can throw Bowser in here. So Bowser, Peach, Mario, and Luigi are all around 26. Then it gets hard. So Wario is also in Yoshi's Island DS. So he's 26, right? No. According to Miyamoto, Wario is in his 40s. Yeah. So usually you would take this as word of God, which basically the creator says it has to be true, but when there's something like going against it, it's a little hard to, you know, do word of God. So I'm just going to have to say, for now, Wario is 26. Maybe Yoshi's Island DS isn't canon. For now, Yoshi's Island DS is canon, Wario's 26. Let's move on. Then there's Donkey Kong. Oh god! Donkey Kong! Listen, in the world of gaming, there's like a whole bunch of different confusing timelines. There's, like, for example, Zelda, Kingdom Hearts, Metal Gear. They are nothing. I repeat, nothing compared to the madness that is Donkey Kong Country Timeline. Donkey Kong, the original arcade game, that's Cranky Kong, not the original Donkey Kong. The modern tie-rated Donkey Kong is Donkey Kong Jr. But in that case, why do modern DK and DK Jr. appear together in the Game Boy games and Mario Tennis and some other game? Maybe Donkey Kong Jr. is Diddy Kong, but he can't be, because Diddy has a tail, and Junior doesn't have a tail. So, I don't know. This should all be fine if Donkey Kong didn't appear in Yoshi's Island DS. The problem is, Donkey Kong appears in Yoshi's Island DS. So, is he the same age as Mario? Or is he significantly younger than Mario? I don't know. Maybe he can time travel. Or maybe he's not even born at all. Maybe Funky Kong is Donkey Kong Jr. Maybe Bluster Kong is actually the modern Donkey Kong. That's why it's... I don't even know where I'm going with this. Okay. Let's just say, for ease, that Donkey Kong is 26 because of Yoshi's Island DS. And let's move on. So hey, furries! Fun fact. Did you know that Sonic is actually 16 years old? Yeah, he celebrated his 16th birthday. Generations. Sonic is still a teenager. You sick fuck. I know what you guys are saying. Yo, Stripe, furries are weird. I beat off to human video game characters. You know, like a normal person. Stop there, bucko, because this version of Zelda, you know, the one everyone immediately declared to be their waifu? Take a wild guess how old she is. 16! That's correct. Welcome to Sinton, population U. So, I know people are going to yell at me now, saying, oh, isn't she the reincarnation of the goddess Hylia? Yes, but, like, how does this reincarnation work, exactly? She does have parents in some games, and in other games, she's shown as different ages. Like, she's about 12-ish in The Wind Waker. Or she's 17 in Twilight Princess, or she's 117 in Breath of the Wild. So, frick. I feel like it's just safe to say, for now, that the Link to the Past and Link Between Worlds version of Zelda, which is the one in Ultimate, is 16. Fittingly enough, do you know who else is 16? Zelda in Ocarina of Time, and that means Sheik is also 16 years old. Or at least in the time you meet her, because, you know, there's a 7-year time skip, like... Zelda's 9 when you first meet her, and you meet her 7 years later. You guys probably have Ocarina of Time, so I'm just stalling for time. Yeah, Zelda and Sheik are both 16. Also, you're either 16 like Zelda or 17 like Little Mac. Clear segue, Little Mac being 17. Mac is Shulk at 18, and 1 year above that is Marth at 19. And that pretty much leads us to every other family character. Most of the family characters are around 20-ish. We don't have an exact age for most of them, but they're approximately 20. This would include Robin, Corrin, Ike, Lucina, and her father Crom, because time travel is stupid. Roy is much lower than us, however, at 15 years old. And like I said, they really do a good job at hiding their age, because he is fit. He is thick. Also, I feel like it's safe to throw the Wii Fit trainer into the 20 category because she looks about that age. I know I said I'm not going to judge these characters based on their physical age. Wii Fit trainer is supposed to be a normal human besides the extremely white color scheme, so I think it's fine just to throw her into 20 because it's what she looks like. So here's a fun fact. Who do you think is the youngest character in Ultimate? Lucas? Young Link? Kirby, maybe? Actually, no, it's Dark Pit, at only 3 years old. We see him being created at the beginning of Kid Icarus Uprising. Then, later in the game, we get a 3-year time skip according to Magnus, and that would thus make Dark Pit only 3 years old. That would make him only 7 years younger than the next youngest character, which would be a tie between Mega Man, Pokemon Trainer Red, and Young Link. Mega Man's AI age was made 10 years ago, so boom. Red is specifically stated to be 10 in Pokemon, and I know that there are different versions of Red who are older, but again, this is clearly based off Gen 1 Red, and Gen 1 Red is, 10. And while I did say earlier that Young Link is 9, Majora's Mask does take place a little while after Ocarina of Time, so it's safe to say that he is 10 now. Might as well finish up Link's. Adult Link is based off Breath of the Wild, and that version is 117. So far, the biggest number, the oldest character so far on this roster. And if you're curious how he looks 17 despite that, for the one person who hasn't played Breath of the Wild, he was actually frozen for 100 years when he was 17 and then thawed back out. It's kind of like how Captain America looked 30 when he was actually over 100, or Aang from Avatar looks 12 when he's actually 112, because I guess ice is just bad in media. I don't know. And to finish off the links, finally, Toon Link is 12 in the Wind Waker. He's 13 in some other games, but you know, Wind Waker is what he's mostly based off of, so Wind Waker, 12. That also make him the same year old as Ness and Lucas. The Inklings are all around about 14-ish. Their species, so some are older. For example, the Squid Sisters about 19 in Splatoon 2, but the playable characters are all around 14-ish, so they're 14. Belmonts are kind of weird, as the Castlevania timeline is really, really long, but as of their final appearances, Simon is 29, while Richter is 24. Almar is a little weird. We know he's in his 30s, but we don't really know how far into his 30s he is. I have read somewhere that he's about 33. That might be wrong, but let's just say for now he is 33. Speaking of which, Rob can be thrown into the 33 category as well, as he's based off the real-life Rob toy, and that came out in July 26, 1985, which, you know, makes him 33. Pac-Man is similar to Rob, seeing that Pac-Man's real-life age is how old he is in games, according to Pac-Man World. The original Pac-Man arcade game, which was his first appearance, came out in May 22nd, 1980, and that means he's 38 now. Wolf is also 38, 8 years older than Fox and Falco, who are both 30. And then there's Pit. Pit's age seems to be a bit of a mystery to most people, and it was kind of hard to find, but you can actually figure out just using some simple math. According to the Palutena's guidances on Link, Pit says that he and Link were born at the same time. Now, this is probably just a reference to Pit and Link's first appearances being released around the same time, but, you know, what's what I got. Link in the original game is about 10 years old, which means Pit in his original game is 10 years old. And in Kid Icarus Uprising, Medusa says that it's been 25 years since they last fought. And like I mentioned before, there's a 3-year time skip, so 10 plus 25 plus 3, Pit is 38. So that does kind of bring up a few questions. For one, why does he look 13 if he's actually 38? And two, why is he so young compared to Palutena? Well, for the first one, there's a couple of possibilities. Maybe this is just a reincarnation of Pit. Maybe Palutena didn't need a captain of regards. Maybe she did have a captain of regards, but that captain died of some reason, so she had to replace him. I don't know. Maybe Nintendo just didn't even think about it. It's completely possible. It's a big game. Big series of games. As for the second one, I don't know. Maybe Palutena's just into that. Moving on. Metroid Fusion is the final game in the Metroid timeline, and in that game, Samus, and thus Zero Suit Samus, is 32. Also, Bayonetta is about over 600. They didn't know where else to throw it in, so yeah, Bayo, over 600. I was gonna put a joke here, but I couldn't think of one, so I'm just gonna awkwardly have my face here. So then there's the big one, Palutena. Being a goddess, I've seen a lot of people claim that she's as old as time itself, but I can't really find anything that points to that being true. Though we do know that she's about Medusa's age, and Medusa is over 1,000, so we can fairly say that Palutena is over 1,000 years old, which is the oldest character so far, even older than Link by a significant margin. We also kind of throw this to Rosalina, otherwise known as the best girl Smash Bros. Anatomy, who also falls into the over 1,000 club. In our galaxy, we find out that the Mushroom Kingdom has a celebration every 100 years to celebrate a certain comet that passes by. We found later that the comet is Comet Observatory, which is Rosalina's home, and she's been living on it for several years, and decided to stop by Earth every 100 years to check up on it. So, Observatory comes around every 100 years, Rosalina lives in the observatory, so bada bing, bada boom, Rosalina is over 1,000 years old. Then there's Kirby. In the Kirby games, Kirby is often referred to as a babe, and while it may seem like he's very, very young, age does seem to fluctuate between species. Just look in the real world. For us, humans, a 14-year-old human would be a teenager, but a 14-year-old lion would be on his deathbed, basically, because that's how long lions live. And I'm just going to say it right now, Kirby is over 200 years old, at least according to the anime. Now, I know I said I'm not going to include outside media, but the Kirby anime is kind of the same as the games. I mean, the Kirby anime doesn't really counter the game's story or canon, and the Kirby games do reference anime quite a lot. For example, the NME teleporter appears in Nightmare in Dreamland. That same game also uses the anime design for Deity's Castle, In various games, Kirby speaks the whole Poyo language that originated in the anime, for example, Epic Yarn. Various anime-exclusive characters appear in Mass Attack. Buff Deity and this face first appeared in the anime, and probably the biggest one, Meta Knight's sword Galaxia was first called Galaxia in the anime. So, if Kirby is over 200, and Meta Knight is the same species as Kirby, does that mean that Meta Knight is like 1,000 years old, considering how he acts so mature? Well, yeah, actually. The anime explicitly states this as well. Meta Knight is about 1,000 years old, over 1,000 years old. And that kind of rounds up our over 1,000-year-old club. You've got Palutena and Rosalina, all-powerful goddesses. Then you have Meta Knight, the real god here. Snake's age is different depending on his games. The one in Smash is based off Metal Gear Solid 2, and he's 35 in that game, making him the same age as Isabelle. No, seriously, Isabelle's 35. Actually, put an asterisk next to that, because, well, I have found this source saying that Isabelle's 35, it's just a Reddit post. It's not really official, and I can't find anything backing it up. But, it's the best I got, I guess. If anyone can confirm or deny the statement, please tell me. Speaking of kind of shaky ground, Captain Falcon and Ganondorf. I have found this saying that Captain Falcon's about 37 years old, but I think it's based off the anime, and unlike the Kirby anime, it's clearly not the same canon. And similar to that, I found sources saying that Ganon, in his Ocarina of Time version, is about 30 years old, and if you add in the 7-year time skip, he's also 37. But the source I found this on appears to be basing it off his appearance, and as I said in Zelda, it's not a very good thing to do, but I mean, people are gonna yell at me for something in this video. I'll just give you a reason, I guess. Here you go, internet. Yell at me for Ganon's age. I'm wasting my life. And then there's Yoshi. Yoshi is awful. Yoshi was a pain to research for this video. Okay, so you know the Star Children I mentioned earlier? Yoshi's a Star Child. So then he's about 26-ish, right? No, because, you know, in Yoshi's Island DS, you play as Yoshi. So is that the Yoshi, or is it the Star Child the Yoshi? In the Mario games, they do say that there's one Yoshi, one specific Yoshi that you play in all, like, every Mario Kart and Mario Sports game. The Yoshi there is the same Yoshi as every other Yoshi in those specific games. So is the Yoshi the one in DS? Is it the one you play as in the Yoshi series, or is it the baby? I mean, in some games like Mario World and Mario Wii U, you find baby Yoshis. Are those the Yoshis? But in other games, like, say, New Super Mario Bros. For the Wii, you can get Yoshis out of the egg, but they're not babies. They're fully grown Yoshi. So, is that the Yoshi? Are any of them the Yoshi? I mean, in Ultimate, there's a Crafted World costume. Crafted World, at the time I'm recording this, is not out yet, but the game is based off Woolly World, and it's implied that that game is based on, like, a whole different, separate reality. So, like, is that the Yoshi? Or are they all, like, the same Yoshi? Can Yoshi just time travel? I mean, time travel does exist in the Mario universe. Even Yoshi's Island, Bowser time travels, like, frequently. So, are they all the same Yoshi? Is the Yoshi that we watch being born at the end of Yoshi Island DS the Yoshi we play as, just in the past? Does Yoshi even exist? I don't know. Yoshi just transcends time. I can't find a good age for him. He's an enigma. Yoshi just doesn't make sense. And I thought Donkey Kong Country lore was weird. As I brought up varying ages, I should talk about varying ages. The Mii's and the villagers' ages don't have a set age because, well, they're based off the player, and the player's age is varied, obviously. The piranha plant also has a varying ages as species, and unlike the Inklings, who are all around the same age, and Yoshi, who is... Piranha Plant's age majorly varies in the Mario universe. This also basically applies to every single Pokemon for the exact same reason. They are basically wild animals after all. So it's hard to nail down a specific age for all we know. I mean, a lot of people say that evolution is the same as growing old, but for all we know, Pichu could be the father of Pikachu. It's really weird and dumb and stupid, but every Pokemon's age is varied. Except for Mewtwo. He'd probably fit better in the next category, which is the unknown ages. Mewtwo, unlike the rest of the playable Pokemon, is not a species. He's actually just an individual Pokemon. Kinda. I mean, he is in certain parts of the Pokemon lore. Others, he is a species. But others say he's not. He's an individual. And then we don't know if he's a clone or a child of Mew. I don't know. It's complicated. But either way, we don't know his age. Bowser Jr. is a little strange. We know he's definitely the youngest of the Koopalings. We don't know any of their ages, so that's basically useless. If there's an official Mario timeline, we might be able to pin this down, but we don't have one. Based on his actions and the way he talks and moves and whatnot, I feel like we can probably say he's about 6 to 8 years old. That seems fair, but it's not conclusive, and again, I don't want to make big stretches. Diddy Kong is likely in his teens, but, you know, considering that Donkey Kong Universe is a mess, it's a little hard to nail down his age specifically. I thought, like, scaling his age to Dixie, but surprise, surprise, I couldn't find Dixie's age. So, yeah, Diddy's age, unknown currently. And obviously, if I wasn't able to find the age of the Kongs, I wouldn't be able to find it from
King K. Rool, professional bad guy.
which sucks because he's my current main Smash Bros.
Super laser pass!
I like Heavyweight. Like King Dedede, clever segue. King Dedede's age is unknown. I would kind of say he's probably younger than Meta Knight, but older than Kirby. But, you know, that's a pretty big gap, so yeah, doesn't really help that much. I thought Ryu and Ken would be pretty easy, but I couldn't find their age. They are about 34 or 33 in Ken's case in Street Fighter 3, but I couldn't find the timeline, so yeah, doesn't go anywhere. Old NES games don't really have stories, so it's unsurprising that Duck Hunt and Ice Climbers don't have canonical ages. Ridley's convoluted, to say the least. In most Metroid games, there's a different kind of Ridley because he dies and gets brought back to life and cloned so many times. I mean, it doesn't really help that I couldn't find an age for, like, base Ridley either. He's older than Samus, definitely, but how old, we don't know. Then there's Dark Samus, and I have seen some sources say she's 50, but that doesn't really help, because how would that make sense? If she's based off Samus, Samus doesn't even exist, how would she be older than Samus? I haven't played Metroid in a while, any Metroid games, so if this is wrong, again, you can yell at me in the comments. That's all the characters. I hope you enjoyed this video. Make sure you... Oh. You thought I forgot, didn't you? You thought I forgot the one character. No. I'm saving it for last, baby! The oldest character in Smash Bros. The one. The only. Not him. Yes, that guy. Him. That dude. Mr. Game & Watch. Let me explain. So, in Subsessamary, again, let me explain. You see that Game & Watch is made out of these little purple things called shadow bugs. According to the shadow bug trophy, they are primordial, which means Game & Watch is also primordial, which means that Game & Watch is as old as time itself. Now, before you flame me for saying that this is canon for Game & Watch, Game & Watch doesn't really have a canon, at least in the Smash version, because the Smash version is just characters from the Game & Watch games thrown together. Like, you could argue, oh, maybe all the characters from the Game & Watch games are the same character, but Game & Watch transforms into characters from the exact same game, like the diver and the octopus from, well, Octopus. So, really, the only canon this Game & Watch has is Smash Bros. And, yeah, that means he's as old as time itself. How fitting. Nintendo's oldest character is Nintendo's oldest character. I was going to have a joke here, but I couldn't think of anything, so... Also, I know I'm going to get all these questions, so I'm just going to answer them right off the bat. Alternate gender characters are probably around the same age as their counterparts. Koopalings' ages are unknown, but the generally accepted birth order is Ludwig, Lemmy, Roy, Morton, Iggy, Wendy, Larry, but the ages of any of these characters are unknown. Elf's is also unknown. Cloud is 23 and Advent Children. Ocarina of Time Link is 16. Twilight Princess Link and Zelda are both 17. And the age of Twilight Princess Ganondorf is unknown. Now, obviously I could be wrong with any of these, because, again, I've gotten a lot of conflicting reports, and there's different versions of all these characters, and Yoshi is... If I make any mistakes, just comment in the comments. I might make an update video. I'll definitely make an update video once we get all the DLC characters, because I think that'd actually be fun. So please do that, you know. I'll definitely make an update video Once we get, you know, all DLC characters, and if I get anything wrong, and hopefully we can finally get all ages, all these characters. Maybe we'll be a time when none of them are unknown. So thanks for watching. Make sure you go subscribe to PewDiePie because T-Series can suck a dick. And make sure you come back for when I go over the ages of every assist trophy, Pokeball, Spirit, and Boss. I'm not gonna do that. Please don't make me do that. I beg of you. Hi everybody, it's me, just a floating Splatoon image, because again, I can't draw. If you like this video, this is kind of what my format I hope to do is. This is more the format I want to do. I know I made that Bowsette video, which was not, I don't really stand by it. I still hate the meme, but I mean, this is kind of how I want to do stuff, you know, a bit more jokey. You know, I don't sound depressed. That's a good update. That's good upside. So if you like this, subscribe to PewDiePie. I don't want to be one of those YouTubers like, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe, because everyone knows how to do that stuff. You bozos. I don't know where I'm going with this. I think I'm just rambling on. Bye.